and I'll try to explain. Let us imagine they think we are primitive as a people, and America is civilized. At the peak of that civilization, they look back into the excitement inherent in primitivity, and that's why we have tourism and cultural tourism. I organized World Shango Festival in 2013, and we hosted close to 10 to 20,000 foreigners. What were they looking for? After all, we are primitive. And if you do that better, you can have a million visitors to Nigeria.
It's no brainer that if we don't join the fourth industrial revolution, the existence of our race is in doubt. Why? 85% of what human beings can do today, by 2040, AI will do it. 85%, including what Akapi is doing. AI will write content. AI is already writing content. Whatever content you want, AI will write it for you.
What have we been doing that is very different? Very simple. Ease of doing business. The practice of business, attuned and in sync with world global best practices of doing business. You want to register in Nasarawa State, it is within the twinkle of an eye, if I'm going to use that phrase. You get digital access, you have arable land that is available to you, so profit margin is very high, there's concession on tax and so on.
From a governance perspective, we've said so many things today, how things are not working in Nigeria. From a people perspective, we have also recognized that we have an industry, because technology is part of the creative industry. I was speaking with Otumba and I said, Otumba, beg, that your Orisha show, me, I see entrepreneurship opportunity in it. Whilst there are so many difficulties concerning governance in Nigeria, there's still a lot more we can do concerning innovation, concerning the people, and then also the future economy.
Okay, can you please give us an insight from the private sector and the fintech player? What impact you think policy has to do on how the digital environment drives service provision, especially in the fintech sector?
A lot of things are possible. So if you don't have clear-cut policies, to guide innovation as it were, you find that there are situations where some innovations can now be beneficial to some people, but detrimental to some others. And we can see examples from other clients as well. The thing about policy, I think the most important thing to address there is that you also need policy that is not stifling. That's the operating word there. So when we talk about policy, there has to be a clear understanding of how the industry works and operates, and then use that to set a framework and guideline, for innovations. Things like if you have good policies in place, you will have policies that protect intellectual property, for instance. So if you look at Nigeria, how many IPs are out there? But countries that have made it in the world, United States, you talk of them filing 300-something thousand patents in 1 year. China in itself has over 4 million patents, that have been filed. But it boiled down to legitimate government policies to encourage people with ideas, policies that allow them, give them a framework to be able to innovate and to protect them, as well as provide a guide, for them to thrive.
How do we ensure that the availability of the social media, the internet, we annex it in a way that we don't misrepresent those cultural values, especially with the creative industry where you place it?
Culture sector in Nigeria seems to be about the only sector that the government underplays. I don't really see any. I'm over 60 and I don't think I've been in the arts, performing art for 47 years. I haven't not seen and yet to see any policy formulated by the government that benefits the average creative mind in Nigeria. I think the problem here is the coloration of who we are generally. Nigeria is a multi-ethnic nation, and by extension, that is what bedevils a cultural family too. You have all sorts of cultures. Once, for instance, Atumba Ajiboye becomes the Minister of Culture today because he's Yoruba. The Yoruba stock feels that, oh, our person is there, so he has to play along with us. It doesn't work like that. So that is the problem with the culture sector in Nigeria. We are too tribalistic, we are so much nepotistic tendencies around there. So I have never, in all my existence as a performing artist, seen any culture policy that has benefited someone like me anyway. So we've been very individualistic up to the moment we got to creating Nollywood, and this is where I think we should dwell on. This is what will interest you. We are talking of technology and we'll be talking of Nollywood.
So what do we do to ensure that these documents, these findings are distilled to implementation for the good of the people, sir?
I recall a few years back, I made a presentation on managing R&D in an uncertain budget environment. You see, as we speak, 2020, the life of 2023 budget has been extended till December. Our sector are supposed to go to Nasarawa, Lafia in Nasarawa for this year's National Council of Science and Technology. That program has been on hold because 2024 budget has not been implemented. So that's, if we, in that presentation that I referred, I compared running a World Bank project with running our own R&D project.
Well, for the future economy is here, and it will only be driven by the youth, especially our own generation is even learning from the younger ones, because you even know from your homes when most of parents cannot even handle the remote control to their television set. They have to go, Junior, we can tune this thing. So it tells you that my generation over 60s will have to open our minds to learning from our children, that we are trained, to learn this technology for the betterment of oneself, for our immediate environment, for our country, and then for the globe.
There are already laws in Nigeria that govern how the digital space should run. There are already laws that govern technology. The tech industry is part of business. So there are a lot of laws in Nigeria that people don't know. So we should stop calling for more laws and implement the ones we have. The laws that we should be amending are laws that adapt to new developments. Those are the kind of laws that we should be working on. So as far as regulations are concerned, Nigeria is known for being over-regulated. But there are parts of technology that needs to be regulated, things like artificial intelligence, things like cybersecurity, how to tighten the regulations to be more modern.
This particular summit, the one that has to do with innovation and governance, and the way and all of the issues that actually have been brought to the front burner. Again, there's been an unraveling of new knowledge about it, especially as regards how do we, harness the social media and internet and artificial intelligence. And we've seen all sides of it, the positive, the negative. And I think taken from Dr. Umarin's paper, she simply said that, look, AI, artificial intelligence, will not take your job if you know about artificial intelligence. But on the downside, and that was a point that was actually raised by Dr. Baira Gabi himself, we need to moderate the content we put out on social media, especially because we're a country of over 200 million people, and we're a rainbow community and a mosaic of different stories, different lifestyles, different identities.
Now, what the social media, what internet, what new technology thrives on is what we feed it about the reality of our lives.
And the kind of innovation we have today, they're working. But if we do not refine them in such a way that it will withstand the future economy, they become, just lame dog that we really cannot use for anything. And that is why we say, let us take a look at the innovations that we have today, how we can refine them, maybe improve on them, or create new ones that they make Nigeria's economy a sustainable economy. The African youth is enthusiastic about new things. They're not lazy. But what is happening is that there's a gulf between awareness, the policy and framework, and implementation. That is on the side of government. Okay, so if all these bridges are put together, the African youth, they will fly. They will fly. They will fly. The key thing is that they are not aware of those skills that they should take up that will help them navigate the future.